friends, we have a really short session to help us connect to our center and our breath work. So when we're ready, our practice will begin down on the mat and come on down to a seated position and press our seat bones into the mat. We can bring our hands gently behind the bases of our knees and lower on down to the mat. We're going to bring our feet about palms distance away from our booties here. I want to take a moment imprinting our spine into the mat, thinking about pressing our low back into the mat. We'll brace through our core here, pulling that belly button down towards the ground. You could think about pulling our hips together. We're just bracing through our center. And we're going to begin by practicing our diaphragmatic breathing. So we'll bring one hand to our heart, one hand to our belly. Here we can take a breath in through the nose. Let's send that air down to the reaches of our stomach here. That diaphragmatic breathing lives right under our ribs and channels down into our low back. So using that core, we're going to brace through our front, sending that air down to our belly. So inhale through the nose, send that breath deep. And as we exhale, we can think about pulling from the reaches of our belly, sending that air out. Let's take a couple breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, sending that air down to the reaches of our belly. And exhaling. I'll take a couple breaths here. Our inhales are about 4 seconds long. The exhales are about the same. When we're ready, we'll bring our hands into a little diamond shape. We can rest this diamond, set it on top of our pubic bone here. We're going to come into some pelvic tilts. So we're just resting those hands right over our pubic bone. And on our next inhale, we'll take a tuck of that pelvis, shifting our pubic bone to face up towards the ceiling. On our exhale, we can release, lowering back, bringing our hands flat. Inhale to take a little tuck through that pelvis, send that pubic bone up. And exhale to release back. You can take a couple more here, going at your own pacing. You can still bring that diaphragmatic breathing into this practice. Beautiful work. When we're ready, we can take those hands, pressing them to the side of us on our mat, palms facing down. From here, let's brace through that core once again, pulling that belly button down towards the ground, bracing through our center. We're going to extend that left leg away from us, drawing our heel towards the bottom of the mat slowly, just sliding that heel away from us. On our next exhale, we can pull that knee back to center and send our opposite leg away. Once again, just sliding that heel away from us. Let's do a couple here. Once again, pacing this with our breath. We inhale as we send those legs away. Exhale as we pull back to center. Check in with our core connection here. We're bracing through our center. You can think about if somebody came and set a cup of coffee right on top of our lower core. Could we keep it nice and stable as we flow throughout this movement? Let's get one more on this side. We're going to turn these into some heel walks on our next time. So when we come on back to center, this time we're going to step our heels out, just walking them away from our center, changing this movement up ever so slightly, and then walking back into center, just tapping those heels. Get a couple here. Once again, taking these nice and slow, You might notice that as we send those legs away, our low back wants to pull up. This is a great opportunity to check in with our core and brace through our center once again. Just finding control throughout this movement. Let's get one more here. Beautiful work. When we're ready, let's come on back to center. We're going to plant those hands to the sides of us once again. And when we're ready, we can glue our ankles together, lift our legs up into our tabletop position, sending those shins up towards the ceiling. Big inhale, extend those hands out over her chest. From here, we can take an inhale, extend through that left leg, lowering it on down to the mat, and pull back to center. We're going to alternate through these legs, lowering on down to the mat. Beautiful work. Let's get 3 on each side. Once again, bracing through our core here. We've got 2 more. And last one. When we're ready, let's pull those legs back to center. From here, we can add in an extension of our arms as well. So as we extend through that left leg, we'll extend the right arm at the same time, sending it back behind our head. And extend opposite fingers, opposite toes towards opposite sides of the room. Once again, keeping this really slow and controlled. We can inhale on these extensions. Exhale as we pull back to center. Let's get 2 more. And last one. Beautiful work. We'll pull back to center here. From here, we can plant those hands on down, send our feet on down to the mat. We'll once again plant those feet about palms distance away from our booties, gluing those hands to the sides of us. We're going to take a little tuck through our pelvis, and we're going to roll our spine up off the mat, sending our hips up towards the ceiling. At this top point, we want to make sure that we're bracing through our core, squeezing through those glutes, and we can lower back on down. Exhale, we're peeling our spine up off the mat 1 vertebrae at a time, sending those hips up to our top point. And inhale as we release on down, melting through our spine. Let's get a couple more here. Once again, we want to think about just lowering on down 1 little piece of our back at a time. We're bracing our weight through our heels and bracing through our core. And last 2. On our last one, I want you to meet me at our top point here. We're going to hold. We're going to send those fingertips up above our chest. Hold here, squeezing through our glutes. Paying attention to the bracing of our core. If somebody came and set that cup of coffee on top of our center here, could we keep it stable? Our hips parallel. Beautiful work. When we're ready, we'll lower on down through those glutes. We'll bring our hands to the nooks of our knees and come on up. We'll send those feet to the side of our bodies before we turn to find our tabletop position. From here, hands will stack underneath our shoulders, knees will stack underneath our hips. We'll take an inhale to arch the back, tuck the pelvis, take a look at our knees, finding our cat position. Big exhale here. We can drop our belly buttons on down to the mat, take a look up at the sky, find our cow position. We're going to fluctuate between these movements, giving our spine a little bit of space. Pace this at the pace of your own breath. Listen into your body. Feel where we're holding that tension today. Let's get 2 more here. This is a great one to bring those audible breaths into our practice. So as we inhale and we pull that air deep into our lungs, you can take those audible breaths. And last one, let's come on back to neutral spine, halfway between cat and cow. From here, we're going to extend our left fingers out wide, long in front of us, lifting them up parallel to our shoulders. And lower them back to center. We'll lift through our opposite arm. Once again, sending those fingertips long to the tippy top of the mat. Alternating between these arm lifts. This is a great one to check in with our core. Are we still bracing through our center? And last 2. And last one. When we're ready, we're going to add in a little extension of the legs here. So from here, we can extend through that left leg, sending it long behind us, lifting it up towards the ceiling, bringing it parallel to our hips. Just high enough that we can keep our hips parallel down to the mat, and lower back to center. Extending through the opposite leg, lifting it up to our top point, and then coming on back to our starting point. Alternating between these legs. Keeping this really slow and controlled. And let's get one more here. From here, let's add in the movement of opposite arm and opposite leg. So we'll extend through that left leg and right arm, lifting up to our top point. Lowering on back to starting. And pressing through the opposite side. Lengthening ourselves long to the sides of the room. We're elongating through our body here. Let's get 2 more. And last one. From here, I want us to freeze at this top point. We're going to tuck those toes in towards our center here, giving ourselves a little flexion through that foot. Can we hold here, balancing? Our hips should be parallel, our chest is shining down towards the mat. If we want a little more, we can add a pulse. And we're here for 4. Let's switch sides and finish out with our bird dogs here. So extending opposite fingers, opposite toes up to this top point. Finding that flexion in our foot, curling those toes in towards our center. Holding here. Add that pulse if we'd like. And here for 3, 2, and 1. Lowering on down to our bottom position here. We'll bring our ankles together, widen the straddle of our knees, and sit on down to our heels. We'll bring our chest and head on down to the mat, and finish out our practice in child's pose. This is a great time to check in with our bodies. Thank our bodies for the hard work they did for us today, the hard work they'll continue to do for us today. The hard work they do for us every single day. How they allow us to show up for the things that we care about, the people that we care about. How they allow us to engage with our lives. And thank yourself for setting this time out of your day to connect with your health, build that mind-muscle connection, and check in with our bodies. When we're ready, we can walk our hands in towards our chest. Come on up to the day. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.